Hi, some second Fiddle from Vermont was distributed down to Boston. I've had this one a couple times before. First time I had it on tap, I thought it was the best. I think that's back when they still brewed it in their very small brewery. Now they have a bigger one. And I feel like the quality has gone down a little bit. This is canned exactly 2 weeks ago. It's 8.2% alcohol. They don't really give you any info on the ingredients or brewing process of this beer. Fiddlehead's also known for their Mastermind Double IPA, which I have reviewed, and I don't know if I uploaded that. So hopefully this one is okay, but I feel like it's kind of just a sort of sip of sunshine, just a good IPA, but it's not nearly as distinct as a lot of the any IPAs out these days. It's a little bit clear and a little bit dark. Yeah, you know what? I mean, it's unfiltered, but it looks like a Midwestern IPA or an IPA from one of the West Coast breweries that doesn't filter their beers. The head is beautiful and thick, definitely very well brewed. But it's got some toasty malt for sure. It has a rather big aroma, I guess, but it's pretty sip of sunshine-esque. There are a good amount of ripe fruits, mandarin oranges and things in there, but I think this isn't a very yeast-forward beer. And I feel like the stone fruity qualities that you have from a lot of other breweries just isn't in here. It's a little bit of a cleaner ale yeast. The head is really beautiful though, and it's sticking around really well. Yeah, I guess the aroma is pretty nice. It is slightly old-fashioned. It has a touch of pine, a touch of caramel, but only a teeny bit in there. It's a pretty nice smell, but it doesn't smell like it's gonna taste, like juice. It still has lots of classic American pale ale notes to it. But it smells better than when I had a sip of this last week, but I only had a teeny sample of it. It's pretty mild on the palate. Not too bitter. It does dry out. It's a little bit sappy, but still big on the citrus. With just a little bit of peaches and syrup, pineapple and syrup, a little bit caramelized from just like a touch of some caramel malts in there. Lacing looks great. Not a lot of body, and some slight grapey, berry candy notes that I get from some of these beers. There's definitely Citra in here. With some of these ones that have Citra, but then I also have a noticeable slight amberish malt presence. Like it tastes like purple drink to me a little bit. And some cereal, grape nut cereal sort of thing, even though there's no grape flavor in grape nuts. There's just a hint of some booze that I get in there, grainy, boozy sort of thing. But it's just kind of a little bit of more like an ordinary beer, ordinary IPA that there are a lot of other breweries that are making things like this all over the country and have been, I feel like, for years. It's not really a hardcore, hazy, juicy IPA by any standards. Actually, yeah, there's malt malt quality in this, but it's not just like a fresh barley aroma. It's actually a little bit of caramel. And I'm getting some of that classic astringent pine bite. Like I feel like one of these days Stone is gonna release a beer just like this. It's got plenty of fruity qualities, but it's not bursting with them. It doesn't have a thick, juicy or soft mouth feel. It is kind of mild. The back of my tongue and the corners of my mouth, I'm getting some bitterness building up for sure. But I think this beer is, I hate to say overrated, but it has quite a bit of hype. Maybe it's changed, in the past few years as Fiddlehead has grown. But I might pass on this one in the future. Just because I feel like I've had this so much times more, and if other people really want it, I'm not going to take their cans. I'm going to leave those out in the market so people can have it. All you hazy, juicy hop lover people, New England IPA lovers should probably try this, but don't go out of your way for this. I wouldn't even trade for this one. Any of your special beers that you have, it's the kind of thing that I feel like almost no matter where you are in the country, there is some brewery by you making a really high quality double IPA like this. You don't have to really go out of your way to get an IPA like this. It's definitely good. A lot of people are going to love it who want this sort of thing, and they don't want their beer to actually be like juice. They want to have some more classic, clean ale yeast and malt elements going on in their beer. But I would give this one no more than an 80. There aren't any inherent flaws, I guess. Maybe if they're still making it in smaller batches, the yeast would be a little bit happier and there'd be more free aromas. I think the first couple times I had it, it was a little bit better. But then I remember, like, when I had it last year, I was like, whoa, this is mild. Especially if you have this next to a Trillium beer or Treehouse or something like that, or Alchemist. Alchemist is, the classic Vermont IPA brewer, but their beers are still just fantastic. The mouthfeel and the aroma is huge. This one does not have that amazing feel in the mouth and juiciness. But I can't really say anything purely negative about it. That's it. Goodbye.